Yeah, great. Well, thanks a lot for that report, Mike. And no matter how much playing time you get, you have to put in the same amount of work as everybody else. And that's where we turn to Robert Schroeder, who's giving us a little bit of a peek into the bench sitters, the guys who put in the same amount of time and effort as the starters and just don't get the playing time to earn it.
Well, Cale, at the Division III level, it's all about playing the game. No scholarships, no recruitment, no primetime television exposure. For virtually every athlete at the Division III level, it's 4 years and you're done. But for some of these athletes, the playing time never comes. Lewis Cale's senior season with Ithaca College's men's basketball team seems just about picture perfect. Ithaca's captain played in 25 games, averaging over 7 points per game and just under 4 rebounds per game. Beyond the numbers, Cale emerged as Ithaca's physical and emotional leader on the court. 2 years ago, Cale admits it was all in jeopardy.
If you asked me sophomore year if I thought I was going to be on the team junior year, I probably would have said no. I probably would have said I was about to get cut.
The 6'5 center from Riverdale, New York, was in the midst of an agonizing career as a bench dweller on a Division III basketball program. The incentives for Cale were clear. He just wanted to play. No crowds to please, no big-time championship to chase, no professional career in sight. Yet all he did was sit.
Those were easily the two hardest years, junior year being the hardest. My sophomore year was more of a frustration thing. You know, I thought I put the time and the effort in to get some playing time, and it just didn't pan out the way I wanted to. There were obviously still things I needed to learn, but I still, at that point, I felt I could contribute more than I was even given the opportunity.
Thayer Ashkar recently finished up a 4-year career as a backup quarterback and wide receiver on the South Hill. After backing up quarterback Josh Felicetti for 2 years, Ashkar appeared ready to claim the starting job in 2006. But newcomer Dan Javon captured the job in camp, and Ashkar went back to the bench. He barely played in 2006 and was used sparingly as a backup wide receiver in 2007. Through it all, Ashkar has no regrets.
Second thoughts, no. All the hard work that I've done, you know, even though I didn't play as much as I wanted to, it was all worth it. You know, like I said, it just the group of guys that were on the team and the coaches, it was just tremendous. It was a great experience. I mean, I wouldn't do anything else. You know, I wouldn't trade it.
But is it worth it? To the naked eye, Division III athletes toil and attain limited tangible benefits. Cale sees it differently.
It has nothing to do with what division you're playing. You know, it's a competitive game. You know, there's no better feeling than going to a game, you know, with 15 guys and your coaches and being able to, whether you're playing or not playing, whether you're rooting them on, you know, whether you're scoring 30 points. You know, when it comes down to it, you are a team, and you're just as important as the next guy.
That team includes Phil Barrera, a freshman from Belmont, Massachusetts. Barrera just finished up his first year as a Bomber, appearing in only 7 games and playing 37 minutes. Barrera readily admits it's been tough making the transition from high school starter to collegiate bench dweller, but he and the rest of the freshmen have Cale to rely on.
I really respect Lewis for everything he's done for the team, and I know just going through 1 year can be really hard not playing, and you know, I know he went 3 years of not playing, and watching younger kids come in and play over him was tough. He came in, just gave it his all every year, and look where it got him.
Lewis Cale's professional career keeps him in the classroom, the high school classroom. Cale is student teaching at Wilson Commencement High School in Rochester. He'll spend 1 year as a graduate assistant with the Bombers next season before seeking a full-time teaching position in the Westchester, New York area. Looking back, Cale is satisfied with his unorthodox 4 years on the South Hill.
I think it shows that if things don't come easy, that's not a reason to just stop and not do what you love to do. You know, I loved playing basketball, and there was nothing that was going to stop me. You know, I was not going to waste 1 more year sitting on the bench when I thought I could play. You know, and I think my 4 years here have really shown what hard work can do for a person. It's not just me. It's not like I'm some special person. It's just hard work. And it's something everyone, no matter what you do, whether you're an athlete, you know, your job, you put in the work, good things will come.
Well, Rob, it was kind of a positive piece you put together there, but it has to be a little bit disheartening for these guys who put in hours and hours of practice and just never see their names on that starting lineup card. What is it that prevents them from getting out of this sports culture? They just are stuck in it, aren't they?
You know, Cal, you've got to think these athletes have some second thoughts at some point in time, but I think it's really the small things that allow these guys to keep on doing what they do. Getting the time on the court practicing, for them it's kind of like playing the game. Being together with 15 guys or 100 guys on the football team, being a part of that team environment and the camaraderie of it, I think that's really important for these athletes as well. Even the travel, getting to travel with friends across New York State, sometimes out of New York State, that's something that Lewis Cale and Thayer Ashkar both mentioned as well as being something really important to them. So it's kind of the complete package. Even if these guys aren't seeing any playing time themselves, it's that whole complete experience, even at the Division III level, that I think these athletes really appreciate.
So the fun of being on the team outweighs the frustration of not being on the field.
I think the fun is just being right there, even if they don't see any time on the court.
Great. Thanks a lot, Rob. Plenty more to come on Sports Final.